In this episode of Coffee Time, we're going to discuss calibrating the shot. Now, the ideal shot of espresso uses between 17 and 18 grams of finely ground coffee. If the coffee grind is too coarse, or if you underdose, or if you don't tamp hard enough, then the pressure in the group head will be too low and the coffee will likely taste sour. If the grind is too fine, or if you overdose, or if you tamp too hard, then the pressure in the group head will likely be too high and the coffee may taste bitter. You can read the pressure on this gauge right above the group head, which shows you the pressure in bar. For the ideal shot, we want a pressure of about 9 bars. Anything between 7 and 10 bars is okay. Our target is 9, with 17 to 18 grams of tamped coffee in the portafilter. Now, the burr grinder next to the coffee machine has an adjustable grind setting. It's this ring right below the hopper. If you turn it fully clockwise, viewed from above, that's a setting of 1, which is the finest possible grind. And you can see that I'm using a grind setting of 2, 1 click coarser than the finest. And that seems to work best for the 2 kinds of beans that I use most often. Each bean may require a different grind setting. The grinder also allows you to set the grind time with 1/10 of a second resolution. So here you can see I have it set to 8.7 seconds for the beans that are currently in the hopper. The optimal grind time and grind setting depends on the bean, the roast batch of the bean, and even the time since the bean was roasted. So we're not only rely on the grind time to get our 17 to 18 grams. We calibrate it because we don't want to waste coffee. So if we're a little short of the 17 grams after the designated grind time, we'll just add a little more. If it's too far above 18 grams, we can always take some out. And we're going to determine that by weighing the coffee that we've ground. The hopper is gravity fed, and we want the time set on the grinder to determine the coffee dose if possible. We don't want to depend on the number of beans in the hopper, because if the hopper runs out of beans, it's not going to feed reliably or reproducibly. So 17 to 18 grams of beans is about 4 of these scoops over here. And I typically put in 5 scoops or so, just to be sure the hopper doesn't run out before the specified grind time. So let's go ahead and try this time and this grind setting with these full throttle beans. So here you can see I've already added the beans to the hopper. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the portafilter from the group head. Leaving it in the group head is a very nice way to make sure it's preheated before we make coffee. And then we're going to put what's called a dosing ring on top of the portafilter. This is a bottomless portafilter, which means you can tamp it on any surface and you don't have to take it apart to clean it. Very convenient. And now we're going to place our portafilter and dosing ring on the scale. Then we're going to tare the scale, place the portafilter in the grinder. We're going to go to 8.7 seconds, which is hopefully the correct time for these beans. And let's do a grind. Okay. Let's remove the portafilter. 17.7 grams. That should be perfect. But before we can pull a shot, we need to tamp the coffee. So to tamp the coffee, I've moved to the right side of the sink here. And we're going to remove our dosing ring. And then I have a distributor, which is usually to the right of the coffee maker. Just place it on top. I'm going to give it a turn to level out the grind. Take our tamper, tamp it till we hear a click. That should be the correct pressure. And now you can see the surface of the coffee is a little bit rough. And so as an optional step, take this other tamper and just smooth out the surface. They call this the polishing step. And you don't really apply any pressure, just twist it. You don't want the steam and the water to channel through the grinds. You want it to infuse uniformly. And so the polishing step gives you a nicer surface. Put our portafilter in the group head. I take a little platform. The bottomless portafilter is a little higher than the standard portafilter, so we want to raise our cup up. And here I've actually added some boiling water to preheat my mug. Place the preheated mug underneath the portafilter, and we'll press the 2-shot button, which gives us a 30-second shot. Actually, it's going to do a pre-infusion step in the first 9 seconds, just to wet the coffee, and then the pressure will come up, and the coffee will start to flow out of the portafilter. This gauge above the brew pad shows you the pressure. We're at 7, 8, 9. Now the pressure's coming up. And we're right around 8 bar of pressure, excuse me. And the shot is complete. Let's take a look at it. Nice light colored crema on top. And in the next episode, we'll see how to texture milk and do our latte art as we add the steamed milk to the cup.